What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some boxing news. Now, I hate to toot my own horn, but I think I possibly might be psychic. I don't know if you guys remember Miss Cleo. Called now for your free reading. The cards never lie. Something like that. So anyway, in my previous videos, I made some predictions, and it looks like my predictions are starting to come true. So, first, we have Bob Arum. There's an article where he's talking about Donaire's next opponent. And if you watch my video when it was first proposed that there were three opponents that they were looking at, Vic Darchinyan, Guillermo Rigondeaux, and Abner Mars, I told you Abner Mars is with Golden Boy, so I didn't really see that one. But I thought the Guillermo Rigondeaux could happen because they were with Top Rank, so I figured it would be between Guillermo Rigondeaux and Vic Darchinyan. I also said that I'm not holding my breath for any of these fights because I feel like they would probably pit him against like Vic Darchinyan or something like that. It seemed too good to be true, in other words. Now, if you go to boxingscene.com, make sure you check them out. Top Rank promoter Bob Arum has spoke to Boxing Scene and the Manila Standard, and he's saying that there's a real problem. And basically, his problem is they've already thrown out the fight with Abner Mars. Golden Boy sent him some contract, and I guess it wasn't up to par, and it was contingent on a bunch of things. So I already had in my head that that wouldn't be Donaire's next fight, based on politics and based on Top Rank and Golden Boy not working together. But I was still holding a little bit of hope for the Guillermo Rigondeaux, even though I was doubtful. But now it looks like my doubts are starting to come true because, again, Bob Arum in this article, he's basically saying that Guillermo Rigondeaux is refusing to sign the contract because he has some kind of contractual like discrepancy or dispute with Top Rank, and he is not going to sign the contract until that is cleared up, until he gets, I guess he's requesting more money or something like that. So basically, in a nutshell, what Bob Arum is saying is that it looks like Vic Darchinyan and Donaire rematch might be a better fight. That's what he's saying. He says Cameron Duncan, which is Donaire's manager, likes that fight for Donaire, and Darchinyan is not asking for as much money as Rigondeaux, so it will make HBO happy because it'll give them a refund, and it's an easier fight to be made. Now, this is, to me, horrible news because in that video, in that prediction video, I told you I did not want to see Nonito Donaire and Vic Darchinyan again. Darchinyan, I believe since they first met up, since they fought Nonito and Darchinyan, I think he lost 4 times. He lost to Abner Mars and the Anselmo Moreno, and I think some other times too. He did win his last fight against the Puerto Rican prospect Luis Orlando de Valle, but I'm not really impressed. Again, Vic Darchinyan, he was called the Raging Bull. He hits hard. I think he was more damaging and destructive at the lower weight divisions. He just seems like a herky-jerky, like kind of reckless, like overly aggressive type fighter, and it's not the fight that I wanted to see. I think for Nonito Donaire, the only unfinished business he really has at his weight class is Abner Mars and Guillermo Rigondeaux. These are the fights that the fans want to see, and these are the only other fights out there in the division for me to really solidify Donaire as a pound for pound. I think these are the only guys standing in the way. When people question Donaire, it's usually because he hasn't fought those two people, and they want to see how he would be against someone more or less in their prime instead of a Jorge Arce or Nishioka, who had been on some kind of long layoff and he was like 35, 36 or whatever he was. So I'm not looking forward to it. Of course, I'm a boxing fan. I'm going to watch it if they do have a Donaire versus Darchinyan. Like I said, I watched Darchinyan and Luis Orlando de Valle's fight, but I'm not going to be looking forward to it. Like, the reason I will watch it is because it's on HBO and it's free and I'm a boxing fan, but I figured it would be some politics and some bullshit that would get in the way and stop a Nonito and Abner Mars fight or stop a Guillermo Rigondeaux and Nonito fight. So that's what it's looking like. It's looking like we're headed down that road and we're going to get a rematch. And I also said this in a previous video. I am tired. I'm sick and tired of these damn rematches. I don't want to see Pacquiao versus Marquez 5 or 12 or 16. It's getting like Pacquiao and Marquez is becoming like a Saw movie. I want to play a game. You've spent your career fighting each other. Like, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see those same two guys time and time and time again. I don't want to see Darchinyan and Vic. I can't. I mean, Darchinyan and Onito. I don't even know their names. I'm so pissed. So that's one prediction that I feel is definitely coming true, and it doesn't look like there's anything we can do to stop it. Top Rank, they're definitely money oriented and greedy and about their money, so they're going to do what pretty much benefits the promoters at this point. So Bob Arum, it just sounds like he's making the fight that is less headache, the fight that costs less money, that fans don't want to see. And I just miss the heyday, I guess you could say, in boxing, where it was more or less we would get some of the fights that we wanted to see, and less politics, less business. I understand that any business you have to make smart business decisions, but I feel ultimately like a Nonito fight with Abner Mars or a fight with Guillermo Rigondeaux would generate way better numbers than a rematch against Victor Darchinyan, someone he's already knocked out and someone who's lost several times since then. So that's my opinion on that particular fight. Not really looking forward to it. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty disappointing. And that's one thing. Okay, so here's my second prediction that came true. I just did a video the other day, and I was saying boxing goes through years where when you look back at the year, you could say this was the year of the underdog or the year of the upset. And I feel last year, 2012, was the year of the upset. We've seen several upsets in fights that we didn't really expect. Josecito Lopez versus Vic Ortiz and so forth. Marquez knocking Pacquiao out. I mean, even if you thought Marquez would win, I don't know if you would predict. I don't know anyone that really had a prediction video. And correct me if I'm wrong, but tell me the person's YouTube channel who had a prediction video before Manny Pacquiao Marquez Part 4, where they said that Marquez was going to knock out Pacquiao in 6 rounds or less. Out of all the videos I seen, I didn't know anyone. I seen a lot of people who were favoring Marquez, but I didn't see anyone that said he was going to knock him out in half the fight. So that's just my thing. And I also said in my prediction video, or whatever, my last video, I said that I think this is the year of the injury. We had Andre Ward out for an injury. His fight with Kelly Pavlik canceled. We had Devin Alexander fight canceled, bicep tear. Now we have another one. Seth Mitchell versus Jonathan Banks. They were supposed to be the co-feature, the co-main event, or whatever you want to call it, on the Adrian Broner Gavin Reese card this month. Guess what? That rematch is not happening. I don't know if it'll ever happen or if it's just being postponed. I haven't heard the latest, but as of right now, Jonathan Banks got hurt and broke his thumb in training, so that fight is off. So it looks like it's going to be Adrian Broner and Gavin Reese. I don't know if they'll replace it with another fight or what's gonna happen, but that was actually one rematch that I would be willing to see because it's heavyweights, and heavyweights anything can happen because it looks like in their first fight, Seth Mitchell had Jonathan Banks hurt in the first round, and then the next round, Jonathan Banks knocked him down 3 times and won by TKO. So just because of the magnitude of that fight, I wouldn't mind seeing that again. I just don't want to see like Pacquiao and Marquez time and time again, or Vic Darchinyan and Nonito, because I don't feel Darchinyan has necessarily even earned a rematch with Nonito Donaire. Like, what has he done since that warrants him a rematch with Nonito Donaire, someone who's on a 3-win streak, or more than a 3-win streak, but won 3 fights last year. I mean, he beat a Puerto Rican prospect who had never been at that level. I mean, that's just my opinion. So let me know what you guys think. As always, hate, comment, or subscribe. Until next video, it's Ego signing off.